In progress.
There it goes. Excuse me. Good morning, fellow shippers, members of Fellowship of Spirit on this beautiful, again, it was 2 days in a row that have been this beautiful. Had a little bit of rain last night even. Okay. You'll find out who's talking to you here soon. On November 16th, welcome to our service here at Fellowship of Spirit. Our mission is to positively affect our world by extending peace, love, spirituality, understanding, and friendship to all people with grace and gratitude. And that's to support our vision, which is to be a spiritual center of awakening, the I Am consciousness. We have a few understandings. We acknowledge an unconditionally loving God. We understand that peace begins with and radiates out to others. And we are eternal spiritual beings having a temporary human experience right here, right now, today. Okay, announcements. Oh, okay. Yes, Jerry, do you have an announcement? You're welcome. Come on up. Here, come around this side.
Just got time. No, just leave it on your thing there.
Okay.
I'm requesting that people come see us on November the 30th. We're going to do an after Thanksgiving celebration. We will be providing turkey and ham and a few of the sides, and we would love to see everybody that Sunday. That's going to be our potluck for the 1st of December because it's going to be on November the 30th. So if you have any questions, call me. I'll be glad to tell you what we're doing, but we would love to see anybody who cares to come. And that's on the, it will not be potluck on the first Sunday of December. That potluck will be on November 30th,
The last Sunday of
the
November.
last Sunday of November. Okay, thank you.
Okay, and we're hoping to bring in some people that have not been here before, hopefully, and show them our hospitality. And that's going to be a very wonderful happening. We're also looking forward to doing a winter solstice celebration. Do you want to comment on that?
So in the next 4 weeks, I would like us all to prepare for the winter solstice coming up. And so this week, spend time thinking about endings. Endings, how everything comes to an end at some point. Yes. So one can think about life coming to an end, a season coming to an end, so many things. And I just want us all to meditate on that being part of life. And when we come together for the winter solstice, that'll be one thing that we discuss. Thank you.
Thank you, Shay. Okay. So, today, Shay is also being our musician, and she's going to play our prelude, which is Loving Kindness Mantra. Mantra.
Yes. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh.
Pardon me.
Actually not going to play it, just sing it.
A cappella, huh?
May I be free of worry, may I be well, may I feel safe and at ease, may I be at peace. May you be free of worry, may you be well, May you feel safe and at ease. May you be at peace. May we be free of worry. May we be well. May we feel safe and at ease. May we be at peace.
Right, thank you, Shay. So we weren't able to pan the camera there very well? Okay. So Shay will, next, if you do another a cappella, then I'll move out of the way and you come here.
Actually, I'll be at the piano.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't even have that there, but maybe our audio video wizard lady there will figure it out by then. Okay.
I had the same trouble last week toward the end of the service. It froze up on me. I couldn't get it to move.
Okay, and now, as I understand it, Susan Barnes is going to give us our opening prayer. Are you ready, Susan?
I am, and good morning. And I hear it's as beautiful up there as it is down here. Although we have had lots of blessings of rain in the afternoons. So I would like you to all take a deep breath, feel your whole body resonate with that love and energy. Creator, Father God, we give thanks for this day and for all that it will bring. We give thanks for our health, and for the health of our loved ones. We give thanks for all the opportunities we have to perceive things differently, to see the good and the growing opportunities that we have, so that we can be a more loving, kind, empathetic, spiritual person. Creator, we are so grateful for all the gifts that you have given us. And we want to recognize that they not only come to us, but to everyone, especially when we come together in cooperation and in love, realizing that you do not favor one person, one group over another, but that we are all your children, and that you give to each and every one of us all the blessings that we feel that we're capable of receiving. And so this day we have received a tremendous blessing by being here together and to knowing that we are one. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Susan. Okay. Next, we have Shay in another song. It's number 178 in our hymn book, and it's entitled, I Am Love.
I am love, 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 pure love. I am light, 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 pure light. I am peace, 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 pure peace. I am joy, 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 pure joy. I am love, 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 pure love.
Thank you, Shay. And that's the kind of hymn that I love because it's so nice and repetitive that I actually get it together before I get halfway through. And nice to be able to sing all the way through, so. Okay, we're going to have a reflection moment here where we all read, "Love produces a flow of energy that I now feel. I love others more than ever, and I feel privileged to be here. Love flows from one person to another as we create an atmosphere of holiness, and so it is." And that's setting us up for a new feature. Gaia, Love, is going to give us a Qigong. She's going to guide us in a Qigong treatment to send out healing light to all of our people, including George Harris, Ron Holloway, Debbie Ward, and other people that we have in our Spirit of Eight. So, are you ready, Gaia?
Yes, I am. Hello, happy Sunday. First, let's connect ourselves to Source by taking 3 deep breaths. And now let's call to mind all these people that have been named, and call to mind anyone else in need of chi. And what we'll do is we'll breathe energy in through the top of our head, send it down to our heart, and exhale it out to these people's hearts. So inhaling through the top of our head, down to our heart, and sending this chi out to these people. We send it to them for their highest good and the highest good of all. Again, inhaling, exhaling. Once more, inhaling. Exhaling, and bringing our hands together in prayer position. This seals in the energy, the yin and yang energy. Thank you so much for this opportunity to send and receive chi.
Thank you, Gaia. Very good, very refreshing. We're looking forward to more of this, so. Okay, and I do have a spiritual reading if you'd all like to hear it. Not a very lengthy one. I didn't get to do my spiritual reading last week, so it's kind of stored up all that energy here. Okay, what are you devoted towards? This is from this month's Science of Mind. It's actually for Monday tomorrow. But it talks about Michael Singer, who is one of my favorite authors. I've listened to him on Audible, and we've studied a book or two of his here at the book study. And it says, if you are doing something to avoid pain, then pain is running your life. And that's from a quote from Michael. As we go to meet it, it comes to meet us. And that's from Ernest Holmes' Know Yourself. In The Untethered Soul, Michael Singer offers a simple yet profound illustration of the thorn, a metaphor for our deepest wounds. When hurt, instead of removing the thorn, we often reshape our entire lives to protect it. We design clothing to avoid brushing against it. We build walls to keep others from getting too close and organize our days around avoiding pain. The thorn remains, yet we call this living. Singer asks, what would it take to remove the thorn entirely? Not to erase the past, but to release our identification with it, to stop letting the wound define our actions, our relationships, our joy. Recently, a teacher in my Buddhist meditation training used a turn of phrase that caught my attention. What are you devoted towards? We are devoted to many things, people, causes, even our wounds. But devotion towards something is different. It speaks to direction, to movement, to the essence of where our energy flows. I am devoted towards freedom. Or am I merely devoted to my pain? Am I devoted towards love or towards proving my story of separation? Towards healing or towards protecting what hurts the most? Removing the thorn is not a single action, but a devotion. It is a turning of the heart towards liberation, towards living unguarded, towards seeing beyond old definitions of who we are. When we orient devotion towards truth, every moment becomes a step closer to home. A life led by love, not fear. And the affirmation is, today I turn my devotion towards freedom and opening my heart to unguarded love. You're welcome. My pleasure. We have another song now from Shay, number 122 in our hymn book. And it's Love is the Answer.
Love, love, love is the answer. Love is the answer. Love is the way. Love, love, love is the answer. Love is the answer. Love is the way. Joy, joy, joy is the answer. Joy is the answer. Joy is the way. Joy, joy, joy is the answer. Joy is the answer. Joy is the way.
All right. Thank you, Shay. I love these nice, simple hymns, you know. Get them, pick them up in, the first line or two, and you can sing along. Okay. Well, it is my honor again this month to introduce our next speaker, which is Mark Wolf. And he talked at the beginning of the month, and I hosted that, and I get to do it again. This is really amazing. And the title of his talk is Doom, 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 Doom. Mission Impossible.
Thank you,
Take
Steve.
it
That was
away,
very.
Mark.
Thanks, Steve. That was very, very good introduction. Stole my thunder. But good morning, good morning, everybody. All of you in the church this morning, the church building this morning, as well as all of you like me joining via Zoom, the Zoom connection. Good morning. I'm very happy to be here. Here we are in November, and all of our beautiful red and gold and orange leaves are mostly gone now. And so the pine and the juniper and the spruce and fir get to take center stage. Another beautiful season. Another beautiful season with its own beauty, and I'm happy to be here and share something fun and exciting with you this morning. Now, I have to tell you this. as Steve, of course, as Steve said, this morning's message is entitled Mission Impossible. And because listen, I very recently saw the new Mission Impossible movie, the latest movie with Tom Cruise. It's called Final Reckoning. It's really good, and I really enjoyed it a lot. And the final scene, the chase scene, and it's not a car chase this time, but it's a chase on biplanes. It's great. If you like action adventure, you'll enjoy it. But if you're old like me, then you may remember Mission Impossible as a TV series in prime time, back in the day. And it ran from 1966 through 1973. And it was a story of spies and international espionage and Cold War, had the Cold War always in the background. And each episode, and I'm very glad that the new movie remakes have stayed true to the opening, because it's very iconic. Is that each episode began the same way. The handsome American agent enters some perfectly ordinary location, a bookstore, a coffee shop, a dry cleaner, a phone booth. Yeah, remember those? And there he retrieves a small tape recorder, reel-to-reel tape recorder, and an envelope. And the tape recorder reveals the secret instructions of the Mission Impossible, along with always with the disclaimer. You're always waiting for it, should you choose to accept it. And then the envelope contains photographs and other background information to get them started on the mission. Then, to underscore the drama, okay, then the voice on the tape recorder says, "This recording will self-destruct in 20 seconds." And then we watch, and smoke starts to billow out from the tape recorder, and the theme song begins. The opening credits, bum, just like Steve did so well, bum bum, ba dum bum bum, ba dum bum bum, ba dum. It's this really fun series. And anyway, the mission always did appear to be impossible, but with the right skills, the right information, the right insight, the American team always won. And there was always some kind of a surprise twist or a clever, unexpected turn of events at the end. Now, you might ask, and it's a valid question, what does this 1960s Cold War television series have to do with us today? And certainly, what does it have to do with our spiritual path in the 21st century? Well, the answer is actually everything. You say, here's the thing, and this comes to us. This is information that and wisdom that comes to us from my teachers in the Kabbalah. And you see, here's the thing. Here's the thing that they don't teach us in churches and Sunday schools as we were growing up. You and I originally came to the earth plane. We came to this level of physical vibration on a very real Mission Impossible. We were not created simply for God's amusement. Now, people have been wrestling with this question for hundreds, even thousands of years. What are we doing here? And if you look in the Catechism, it says, well, human beings were created to sing praises to God forever. No, God does not need additional voices in the angelic choir. God has angels for that. Doesn't need us to do that. We're not created for God's enjoyment or pleasure or amusement, but something far more exciting, far more compelling and exciting and engaging than any of that we were told growing up. In other words, we were not just dropped off here to wander around in the dark waiting for somebody to come and rescue us. Okay? No, we came here with a Mission Impossible. All right? We came to our cosmic tape recorder, likewise said, if you choose to accept it, and we did, wholeheartedly. We came here with a mission, a specific mission to accomplish within a specified time frame. See, we're going to do this work. We're going to do this both as individuals in our own unique lives, as well as a human people upon the earth. Now, what could this Mission Impossible be? it's very simple. We would become like God. Very simple. We would become like God. We would come to the darkness of the earth plane. We would forget who we really were. We would come to the stubborn density of physical matter, take upon ourselves an ego, um, and do our mission impossible. Now, in the original setup, okay, all right, the original series, it was going to be very easy. As we see, in the ages before time and space were knitted together, we, all of us together, said to God, we love you and we want to become like you. We want to become creators like you. We want to become responsible for our own happiness. We want to give and share something with you. And so the Creator set it up for us. And so all of us together as one unified soul came into a place of joy and light and connection and a place of miracles. And in the Bible, this is part of our Mission Impossible. They're their code names. There have to be secret codes. There have to be secret codes. And so in the Bible, this is referred to with a secret code. In Hebrew, it is called Gan Eden, which means the Garden of Eden, or actually what it really means is the Garden of Delight. The Garden of Delight. And so in this Garden of Delight, God gave us a most precious gift. A gift so amazing that sometimes I think that we need to stop and think about it and just be in awe of what was given to us. A gift that was not even given to the angels, a gift never given to the angels, but it was given to us. It was the gift of choice, the ability to choose. And so the Garden of Delight was set up, all right, to be the place where we would learn to become like God, to become creators, to become responsible for our own happiness by using this amazing and astonishing, never before created, never before thought of gift of choice. Okay? So, we were given the opportunity to choose. It was supposed to be, like we say today, no-brainer. We're supposed to, so here's the choices. The choices were, you can choose between having a world of light and joy and love and connection and delight. Or you can choose darkness, difficulty, fragmentation, conflict. Okay? A life where everything is broken and you have to work really hard in order to figure out how to put it back together again, how the parts fit together. Okay? It's supposed to be very easy. But to make this gift of choice meaningful, okay, God also placed in the Garden of Delight an adversary. All right? An adversary. There is a secret code. The secret code is serpent. Okay? It is literally a secret code. It is in Hebrew, the word is Satan, and it simply means an adversary. So here we were in the Garden of Delight, and at that point, the mission was easy. It was mission easy peasy. Okay? But we all know what happened. Okay? Very famous. We all know what happened, you know? And so we were told, we were told, here's how it's going to work. You're going to choose, please choose unity and love, codenamed Tree of Life. Okay? That's the secret code. The other choice was codenamed Tree of Knowledge of Good and Evil. Right? So we got our secret codes. Now, listen here, let's ask a question. You know how we do. We have to ask a question. The tree, the code name, Tree of Knowledge of Good and Evil, was it bad? Okay. Was it a bad thing? Was it evil? Okay. I think that ordinarily we grew up being told that it was bad, it was wrong, it was evil. Um, but that's not the case. The tree of knowledge of good and evil was not it was not bad. It in itself was not evil at all. It was a beautiful and perfect creation of God. It represented a valid path, okay? A valid path to get what we wanted, which was to become like God. There was nothing evil or wrong or bad about the tree of knowledge. What it really came down to was this. It's very simple. Choice number one is easy. Choice number two is mission impossible, so don't choose that. Okay? Let me give you a hint. Don't choose that one. Choose this one over here. And then the adversary showed up, okay, to help us to become strong and to help us choose the light and to choose correctly. And the adversary says, "Hey, is it true that God told y'all not to choose the mission impossible?" And we said, "Yep, that's right. We're not even supposed to go there." And the adversary said, "Seriously? He told you that? Okay. Listen, let me clue you in. The moment you choose the mission impossible, wink, wink, the moment you choose that, you will become like God because you'll know good and evil. Just like God. Okay? Genesis chapter 3. Just like God, you will know good and evil. Right there, it's a shortcut, and you will become like God in that moment. You love shortcuts, don't you? And we did. We said, "Ooh, okay. It's a shortcut. What's wrong with that? We like shortcuts. We do, don't we? We do. We do. And because we love the shortcuts. All right, like this. Um, take this pill. You take this pill, you eat what you want, and you'll still lose weight. It's a shortcut. If you want to be cool, all you have to do is buy these shoes. All the cool kids wear these shoes, not those. I love Lucy. I love Lucy. Season one. Season one. The answer to all your problems is in this little bottle. All right. Or as Lucy said, the answer to all your problems is in this little bottle. And how many of us fell for that shortcut? Okay. We wanted to, and you want to become like God? It's a shortcut. Eat this fruit. You will become like God in that moment, knowing good and evil. And we thought about it. And we decided, well, yeah, knowledge is desirable. Knowledge is desirable. It'll make us wise. We will become like God because we will know good and evil. And so we chose the mission impossible. Should you choose to accept it? And we said, yeah, let's go for it. And so we embarked upon our own journey of Mission Impossible. And just like in the TV series, we were given 3 tools to get us to the end of the show successfully and in the prescribed time frame. These tools, which we can use today to defeat the adversary, both in our individual lives and as a people upon the earth. And these tools were never needed more than they are needed right now. Right? They've been there. This is not new. These have been written about endlessly. But this morning, you know how we do. We are going to connect the dots in a little different way. Now, I have realized a new level of clarity about this, and I'm excited about it. I really am. I'm really excited about to share it with you. So we're going to have 3 tools. All right, very simple. Tool number 1, love and forgiveness. Tool number 2, sharing and giving. Tool number 3, creation and obedience. All right, I think this is going to go right along with what you were reading about this morning in Ernest Holmes before we got started here. So we say, oh, yeah, love one another, blah, blah, blah. What else you got? Right? And I understand, we've heard about this before. We've heard about it before, but remember, our objective here, our mission impossible, is to become like God, and we have a time frame in which to do that. So let's look at each one of these tools as a way of becoming like God. Okay? Let's look at them in a new way, in a way perhaps we haven't looked at them before. So, tool number one for our mission impossible, love and forgiveness. See, every spiritual teacher from the beginning of time has told us to love one another, okay? The rabbi from Nazareth, the great teacher, he said in Mark chapter 12, he said, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Now, let's ask a question. Where did the rabbi get his teaching from? He's teaching, but what's he teaching from? He's teaching from the book of Leviticus, where it says in Leviticus chapter 19, you shall not take vengeance. You shall not bear a grudge, but rather you shall love your neighbor as yourself. But why? Why? Why are we taught to love one another? What's the big deal? And you may say, and you can say, well, it is Thanksgiving season and you do not know my family. And you don't know my coworkers. You want to talk about a mission impossible, loving them. And the traffic out there is crazy. You want me to love them? But actually, yes. We love one another, and we are taught to love one another simply because God loved us first. You want to become like God? Love them. All right? It doesn't say we have to like everybody. We do not have to be friends with everybody. And there are people who are very easy to love as long as they're in another state, perhaps several hundred miles away, perhaps in another hemisphere. Very easy to love. I get it. But we are called upon to love them. Now, what does that mean? Okay, we're not called to like everybody or be friends with everybody or invite everybody over for dinner, but we're called upon to love them. So what does it mean? It means to want good things for them, regardless of what they've done. It means to want blessings for them. It means to have compassion for them because most people really are doing the best they can most of the time. It means to treat them with respect, whether they have earned it or asked for it or not, to treat them with respect as a child of God, the same as we are. That's what it means to love one another, all right? Now, not everyone is a friend, like I said, and that's okay. But in Exodus chapter 33, Moses is referred to as the friend of God. And in 2 Chronicles chapter 20, as well as Isaiah 41, Abraham is referred to as God's best friend forever. You want to know if God has a BFF? Yes, Abraham. So we don't have to like everybody, don't have to be friends with everybody, but we have to love one another simply because God loved us first. You want to become like God, fulfill our mission impossible, love one another. All right? And if you can open your heart with genuine love and compassion for somebody that's really hard to love, then you've brought light into the world. A light that's needed in the world, a light that could not have been revealed without you and with the help of that difficult person. All right? Those difficult people out there, they're your best friends because they are assisting you and facilitating you bringing light into the world and fulfilling your purpose. So be excited. Now, the other side of compassion, of course, is forgiveness. The rabbi, the teacher, taught us to pray, and we've talked about this several times. And they said, teacher, teach us how to pray. And he said, okay, our Father in heaven, forgive us our wrongdoing in the manner in which we forgive others. Forgive us in the manner in which we have forgiven those who have trespassed against us. Think about that. I mean, we say that, we rattle that prayer off all the time and don't really even think about it so much anymore, but think about it. Think about the authority. Think about the authority that we've been given. Authority not given to the angels, but given to us because we are telling God, we are instructing God how to forgive us. Say, God, this is how I want you to forgive me, okay? Let me show you. by the way in which we forgive those people out there. All right? Now, it's not always easy. I get that. And let me tell you something. I'll tell you something. I'll tell it to you. There have been people in my own life whose overwhelming and seemingly unbearable hurtfulness toward me took me to the edge of madness and to the edge of suicide. Okay, I had a bottle of pills that I was keeping hold of, right? It was years working through that and coming to a place of finally being willing to forgive and being able to, and then all of those things came back, and I saw where I had yet to forgive. But working through it, okay, working through it, yeah, and at least being willing to move toward forgiveness, at least being willing to move toward forgiveness. That's a process of becoming like God. All right? Tremendous awakening, tremendous elevation of consciousness for me that could not have been any other way. And not the person, but the people who brought that hurtfulness into my life assisted me and facilitated bringing a light into the world and an elevation of consciousness that I wanted. And it couldn't have been any other way. Bringing light into the world where otherwise there would have been only darkness. A process of realizing where my ego was, and that only my ego had been hurt. And as Course in Miracles says so beautifully, and I think if you remember only this from Course in Miracles, it's done its work, nothing real was hurt. Nothing unreal exists. Okay? This is an important aspect of our Mission Impossible, because sometimes it's nearly impossible to forgive people. It feels impossible to love them. That's why it's a Mission Impossible. It's not Mission Easy Peasy. Because listen, it is not possible, talk about Mission Impossible, it is not possible to give God something that God does not already have. You want to talk about somebody that's hard to shop for Christmas. God does not need our love. God does not need our thanksgiving. God does not need our praise. God does not need our worship. God does not need us to sing in the choir. And this is an ancient dilemma. Before time and space were knit together, before the creation, when we said as one, we want to become like God. And in order to accomplish that Mission Impossible, we have to learn how to share and give. But there is no one to share with. There is only God. Talk about sharing and giving as tool number 2. There is nobody to share with. There's only God. God didn't need anything. Already complete, lacking nothing. God does not receive. God only gives. And it is God's nature to give. And so how could we learn how to share and how to give until we chose to take upon ourselves the illusion of separation? We need one another. We need so that we have somebody to share with, somebody to give to. Now, the rabbi from Nazareth had something very interesting to say about this in Matthew chapter 26. He said, "The poor you have with you always." Okay? Very familiar words. Once again, we've heard this a zillion times. I get it. But why do we have the poor with us always? Why? Why do we have that? Did anybody ever ask, why are people poor? Well, here's why. I'll tell you why. Seriously. We have the poor and the needy with us, so we have someone to share with. All right? It's that simple. The poor you have with you always, so that you can learn how to share and give unconditionally. Now, once again, we can ask, well, okay, where did the rabbi get his teaching from? Deuteronomy chapter 15 says, "For the poor will never cease from the land. Therefore I command you, saying, you shall Open your hand wide to your brother, to your poor and needy. Now, he said, the poor you have with you always, but that's not necessarily true. I'm going to tell you, it's not necessarily true. The poor and needy are with us so that we can learn how to share unconditionally. But when we learn how to share unconditionally, we will no longer have poor and needy people because we won't need them anymore. Right? When we learn how to give, we learn how to share unconditionally, we eliminate poverty because the poverty will have served its purpose as spiritual teaching on the earth. Now, how do we know this? From Deuteronomy chapter 15. It says, your heart should not be upset about giving. Because of your giving, the Lord your God will bless you in all your works and in everything upon which you place your hand. The souls, listen, there are souls who have come to the earth plane for the purpose of being poor and needy. And they bring with them, they're doing an extraordinary work, and they bring with them an extraordinary opportunity for healing and awakening and blessings in our own lives and light to be revealed in the world. They are very much a part of our team, our Mission Impossible team. Now, Matthew chapter 5, we talk about the teacher, it says something interesting. He says, blessed are the poor in spirit, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to them. Now, remember that the Mission Impossible team always wins in the end. So as we look at our spiritual work as the challenge of a Mission Impossible episode, and we get some of the Cold War in the background, let's ask a question. This is interesting. Were the early Christians communists? Okay, it's Cold War thing, and and when I was in the 8th grade, I was in a private school, and our math teacher was Mr. Raymond Dykes. I have learned to appreciate Mr. Dykes so much over the years. He was a retired Pentecostal minister who was our teacher. And if some of the kids in the class did not want to take a math test, all they have to do is say, "Hey, Mr. Dykes, I heard the early Christians were communists," and he would start off, and that would be the end of the math test. So it's an interesting question. Were the early Christians communists? And this is based upon Acts chapter 4. It says, neither did anyone say that his possessions belonged to himself alone, but they had all things in common. Nor was there anyone among them who lacked anything. For everyone who owned land or houses sold them, and they gave to each one according to what they needed. And some people have interpreted this and said that the early Christians were communists based on this passage. They were not. Okay? They were not. They were not communists, not at all. What it describes is a community of people who shared with one another. So they had no poverty, they had no lack, they had no need, because everyone shared with one another. Sharing and giving are a tool to transform consciousness, okay, and help us to become like God, accomplishing more of our purpose and succeeding in our Mission Impossible in the prescribed time frame. Now, let's listen. Tool number 1 was love and forgiveness. Tool number 2 was sharing and giving. Tool number 3 is creation and obedience. You see, as you're reading it in Ernest Holmes earlier today, this morning, we are all creators. We are all creators. We create our own reality. We create our own experience through our thoughts, using our feelings as tools of creation. And we do this constantly, both as individuals as well as human people upon the earth. We are doing it right now. We're doing it constantly. We create our own universe to experience, much like God created the entire universe for all of us to experience. We're supposed to create, okay? Because the ability to create, the ability to change reality, to look at reality and say, yeah, I don't want it. I want something different. Listen, that's authority. That's power. That is an authority and a power which were not offered to the angels ever at any time, but freely given to us as an extraordinary gift. No angel ever received such a gift as that. No angel was ever offered such a gift that is freely given to each human person. From the youngest infant in the cradle to people like me who are old enough to remember Mission Impossible on prime time, each one of us is a creator. So, why do prayers seem to go unheard and unanswered, and our fondest desires often wither away in our hearts like the last leaves of autumn? I'm going to share one reason, but first we're going to have to ask a question. I'm going to tell you the reason, a reason, but first we're going to have to ask another question in order to get there. And here's a question that it's a hard question. Why does God demand obedience? Why? So Jeremiah chapter 7 says, obey my voice. Exodus chapter 19 says, obey my voice, keep my covenant. John chapter 15, do what I command you. You ever heard your mom say that to you? Do what I tell you. Psalm 119, I will obey your law continually. 2 Kings chapter 18, he kept the commandments. Why? Why? What's the big deal? If God does not need anything from us, because God is already infinitely and perfectly complete, then why this constant talk, this constant jabber jabber about obedience and obey my voice? I mean, come on. Because listen, obedience, meaning our obedience to God's law or commandments or whatever, that obedience is not for God. It's for us. Okay? It's for us. It's for our benefit. See, as listen, this is a new and exciting teaching. As we diligently seek to obey God's law in whatever way we perceive it, then as we seek to obey God's law, then physical matter and circumstances will seek to obey us. We need to think about that. When we earnestly seek to obey divine law, the things around us will earnestly seek to obey us. Now, I described physical matter on the earth as being stubborn. Okay? Listen, physical matter is just vibration. It's not stubborn. Physical matter is not what's stubborn. What's stubborn is us. We want to go our own way. Like in the song, we want to go our own way and have our own way, but we expect to create a reality of peace and prosperity through consciousness, and then we're just so surprised when it doesn't happen. Well, I don't know. This is part of the authority that we have. It is part of our authority as spiritual beings on the earth. We are showing physical matter what to do. We're teaching physical matter what to do by the way in which we choose to obey the commandments of God. Okay? When we diligently, earnestly seek to obey, passionately seeking to obey God's law as we perceive it, then physical matter and circumstances will diligently and earnestly seek to obey us. I've come to understand that it really is that simple. Now, we've been on our Mission Impossible. We remember, us old folks anyway, we remember that on the TV show, the American team always won, but there was always a surprise plot twist or some kind of surprise at the end, and it's time for us to create our own plot twist. The plot twist where we make this work. We make it work. We bring the light of love and forgiveness. We bring the light of sharing and giving. We bring the light of obedience and creation. We bring the light. It's time for us to take up our three tools, not to be good. Well, yeah, I'll be good. No, not to be good, not because it's the right thing, not and certainly not because the preacher threatened us with hell. Y'all going to hell. Y'all. No, not at all. But rather to take up our tools for the purpose of becoming like God and fulfilling our purpose for being here in the first place. Because in becoming like God, consciously taking upon ourselves to become like God, we fulfill our purpose for being here on the earth in the first place, both in our individual lives as well as a people on the earth. We win. Our team wins. We have the winning team, the winning Mission Impossible team, and we defeat the adversary at the adversary's own game and bring the light and the peace, the joy, like Shay was singing about, of heaven onto the earth. This is our mission. And I pray that each one of us will choose to accept it. It's just so exciting. Steve, back to you.
Hey, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah. Wow. Thanks, Mark. You truly lived up to the title of your talk today. And one thing that you have done for me in my Mission Impossible is that you have actually brought the Old Testament to life, rather than being a punishing, questionable God. You have shown the coming of the New Testament, which is where I kind of base myself. And it's been a wonderful mission to be along with you on that. And I really appreciate it. And I love today's talk. I'm going to go ahead and review it because sometimes I get a little distracted, and I would just love to do that. And on that note, I would like to encourage anybody that's watching this broadcast on YouTube,
Share
please
it.
go ahead and share it, like it, and subscribe, because that brings up our algorithm to where we can do more with it. And on that, I'm going to go ahead and ask anybody want to commend Mark here. Please come up and do so. Yeah, anybody online. It's a cue for Susan there, if she's there.
Mark, I wanted to thank you because you gave me a whole different perspective on the poor and the needy and how important they are in our lives, and that it never dawned on me that they were there for a reason. It's kind of an unusual way to think of it, but it's given me new thoughts and definitely new attitude about it, especially now during this season, because this is when we do try to help people in our community. And our community's been going through a rough time with this government shutdown. And so I'm glad that the government's back up and running, but that doesn't stop the need and the help that is required to keep us going and to keep this. So thank you for reminding me of how important it is to have the right attitude towards this, and not only for me, but for fellowship and for the people that we try to help. So thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you, Jerry. I love you.
I love you.
All right. Anybody else out there? Okay, well, that brings us to our next song, which is Song 175 in our books. And it's entitled, "Oh, the Love That Knows No End."
Oh, the love that knows no end. Oh, the love that does befriend. Oh, the peace that now is mine. Oh, the joy of love divine. How great is love. Holy, 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 Lord God of love. lights the seeker's way. Love that prospers, love that heals, love that truth to all reveals. How great is love! Holy, 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 Lord God of love. Heaven and earth are full of thee. Heaven and earth are praising thee, O Lord of love.
Thank you, Shay. Okay, next is our celebration of abundance. Oh, I forgot part of that. So repeat with me. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive through infinity. I am prosperous. Okay, we had some announcements earlier. Do we have any further? Pardon? More to come on both of those. More to come on both the solstice and our Thanksgiving. And also, I will tell you about what we do here. We have book study from 8:45 to 9:45 every Sunday via Zoom, so you can join us on that and join us in our book reading. The youth group, which isn't here today, but is here a lot of Sundays, and that's during our service time. We have A Course in Miracles tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. and every Monday morning, and that's facilitated by Susan Barnes. And then Power of Eight, of course, at 5:30 p.m. Thursdays, coordinated by Margaret Cheesebrew via Zoom. So let's keep those in mind and see how we can participate. And since we have no children today, we go right to, yeah, here it is.
Good morning, everyone. My topic today is security is a myth. Security is mostly superstition. It does not exist in nature. Helen Keller. We want to feel safe, and it is good and healthy for us to have relationships and home space in which we do. But it can be limiting to require a perfect sense of security everywhere we go. Life is uncertain, and much of what we get to do with our lives is make decisions about how to best manage risk, not avoid them. Each day we get out of bed, we begin our intention with risk. Once we accept that complete security is a myth, we can face life more honestly, viewing it as an unpredictable adventure instead of trying to control our lives. We can explore them. The walkaway is, I wish I could feel secure all the time, but life can be random. I will stay light on my feet, ready to respond to the changes and surprises. You all have a wonderful week this week, and don't take any risk.
Thank you. That's all right. Thank you, Bill, and we will stay light on our feet this week and come back again next Sunday. All right, well, we're ready to gather up and do our singing our way out. Yeah, I'm going to come out there too. We're going to get this amplified to the max here.
Okay.
Bless America. land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Weave us together. Weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together. Weave us together in unity, and yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as our Father, family all are we. So let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. All right. Brothers and sisters, thank you so much for being with us today. And I'm going to take this and write it around today. It's been a wonderful, wonderful experience.
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, we
Yes,
appreciate
thank you,
it.
Steve.
Amen.
What is wrong with that stupid mosquito?
I don't know what's going on. No idea.
I don't either.
Good work. How's life?
Life is good.
Yeah, thanks for your continued
Well,